talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC Championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe, Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to throw on us since we picked up a Woozier. It's like win after win, feel like we could really do it. Zach Taylor doing his thing for the city, I give it to him. And I bet Samaji will find a hole if you give it to him. Hayden Hurst don't need a hole, he just plan on running through him. Just hand it off to 28 and let him do the dash. Getting hit by BJ Hill probably feel like a car crash. Every week it seem like Lou digging deeper in his bag. And if the game on the line, all my favorite money match. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up.
What do we say, Dolph?
That's right, boys. They got to play us. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. I'm back from vacation. I missed you guys. Hope you missed me. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the back-to-back AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm up to 2,171 subscribers. I went on vacation for a week. I lost a couple, but that's fine. If you're subscribed, appreciate it. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you want to support what I'm doing or make Dale say something crazy, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you from this glorious place down here, the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And you know what? Even on vacation, I wear it every single day. Jackpot Joey, we got the hat, we got the shirts, we got the beer, we got the Bears. Beer is coming out. I found out today. July. The beer will be coming back out in July. So summertime rolls around. Jackpot Joey is going to be flowing. We're going to have a new distributor. It's going to be awesome. So just remember this. Portions of the proceeds from the beer and from the merchandise, portions of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund and the Joe Burrow Foundation. Also, if you guys don't know about this yet, which, I mean, it's sold out, but we are doing the first annual Jackpot Joey golf outing. It's pretty cool. Trent Irwin's going to be there. There are some other special Bengals that might be there. We're working on some celebrity seeker guests. It's going to be a good time. It's all sold out, but you can show up, drink some beer, have some fun. We are also going to be doing a cornhole tournament. I think it's August 12th. We got to work on the banner and everything for that. That's going to be at Brink Brewery, full of Jackpot Joey beer. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. What's up to everybody in the chat? You guys are blowing it up. Stranger, you're first. What's up? Brad's in there. What's going on? Kevin's in there. Crown, what's up? What's up? Greg's in there. Pork Chop's in there. Mike's in there. Ross, what up? And Tim, what's going on, everybody? I am happy to be back. I had a long break. I got to relax, get away from all this stuff. And then I got back on Twitter today, and Twitter's blowing up with Willie Lutz stuff. But Darno, right? Let's get to the reason people are here. It's not because of me. You're here because of Dale. We all know that.
I'm not even here because of me. So,
dude, you are the star of the show, dude. I mean, seriously.
I'm super tired. We got nothing.
Crown wants to where I found the music at. It's from Y.A. Assad. That's where. Go look it up. It's on his YouTube channel. He made it back in, that was January when that was after the Buffalo win, I think.
The YA Assad or YB Assad?
YB Assad. Sorry, my bad. YB Assad. Sorry.
That's why I had to think about that for a second.
YB Assad. He's a really cool dude. He's out there by Dale.
Yeah. No one's really out by me. He's like
somebody
45 minutes away.
Yeah, somebody is. Well, apparently Greg and Pork Chop, you're not that far away. They can drive out there and go visit you while I'm on vacation.
Drove 2 hours.
I know, not couldn't wait till I got back from vacation so we could go hang out. But now I'm taking pictures of me and my brother hanging out. All of a sudden I see a picture of your ugly mug and Pork Chop and Greg going, what the hell? Like you guys, they couldn't have waited until I got back. I mean, jeez.
Anytime you have off, you go to Florida.
Not anytime I went to Myrtle Beach and Florida this time.
That's what I'm saying. And you're like, it'd been like
I had been to Florida. I hadn't been to Florida since November. That's a while. I went there for the Bengals game.
Most people get like one vacation a year, if that, maybe one every 2 or 3 years. You're like, it's been 4 months.
It's a long time. I work hard. I like to, get a break. So try to get caught up in Twitter and everything. And Willie Lutz blew Twitter up today. I don't know if he did it on purpose or not. But
I don't think did it on purpose.
But it was interesting either way.
Yeah, he just said, which I mean, I guess the wording, he has no business playing left tackle, but it's just saying some guys are just more of a pure natural right tackle, and he's one of them. And he was saying he's a top 15 prospect. He took offense to the first part of no business being left tackle.
Yeah, I mean, and Willie's not the only one that says that. I think that's kind of pretty much across the board, and as far as NFL draft experts go.
But it ended well. They talked on there. They chatted. Points were made clear, and
they're all good now.
Apologies, and they're best friends basically.
Wait,
I do a reality show.
Is that allowed? I thought you got to be everybody's best friend. I mean,
not Darnell Wright. He didn't call me a dick eater.
Is that the key? That's the key then to get you to be people's best friends?
That's the key to all good friendships. It starts out
like that.
Yeah. Basically.
So if the Bengals draft him, I think the Bengals need to bring Darnell and Willie together. Just have one big kumbaya.
Yeah, I mean, Willie should be at like the Bengals press conference. Once the player gets announced, like once he comes in for his thing, Willie can just be there and do like a one-on-one interview instead of like Jeff Hobson.
Yeah, they should let Willie do it.
Just be them two in the locker room after the press conference. Exactly.
So, when the first time you saw my comment there, first thing you thought I was dick eater, huh? That's the first thing you had to say.
Yeah.
When you see Willie's face.
What about my face made you just go to dick eater right away?
Right, exactly. Willie, I love you, brother. I've reached out to Willie. I was hoping he'd jump on and talk about it, but I love you, dude. I'm just messing with you. But it was, the thing is, he didn't even tag him in it, dude. He had to go search him and find it. I mean, who else is he going after?
That's a good point, Will. Good thing you didn't see what Mike Renner was on with us, man. Because he did not have him anywhere on the board for first round tackle. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So hey, it's just saying what everybody else is saying. I mean, it's not any heartbreaking news, but And we had some other stuff today. OBJ is now going to be a Raven, so it's official. The Ratbirds are going to win the Super Bowl and win everything now because they got one wide receiver, 130-year-old wide receiver recovering from
Can't
his
we
second.
Call that a prove it deal though? When you get $18 million?
No. Apparently not. Not if you're a Baltimore fan. It means it's a solid. He's going to be a Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame player that they're going to win the Super Bowl now because they got OBJ. They don't know who's going to be throwing him the ball, but
I just think they're paying OBJ from 4 or 5 years ago. $18 million for. I mean, I know it's one season, but still a lot of freaking money.
Yeah, and to me that it shows to me that OBJ is just in it for the money because you can sit there, unless he's got some insight with Lamar that I'll be back.
Well, it looked like they were talking, right? The Ravens put out something and it showed they have on like FaceTime together and stuff.
Yeah, which I mean, maybe he did. Maybe Lamar's coming back. But even if Lamar comes back, I still ain't scared. Are you?
No, of course not. That's like some of their fans saying, like, "Oh, it's like, why would we? We don't care.
We don't care." Okay, you got 130-year-old wide receiver.
Yeah, with this had multiple injuries. Like,
yeah,
maybe he has a decent season, but I mean, the odds of that are not high.
Yeah, I mean, neither one of these guys have finished a season in 2 years. Actually, OBJ's been 3 years. He missed all of last year. So he's in it he took this because of the money. They're the only ones that gave him the money. They're like, basically, I'll quote what Stephen A was saying. They squeezed him. Stephen A was saying this morning. He's like, because he's supposed to go to the Jets and visit them today. Yeah. And they basically said, hey, we'll give you this. If you leave now, we're not giving it to you. So he's like, all right, I'll take it. So they're the only ones either dumb enough to pay him this much money or smart enough to pay this much money. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying OBJ's washed or anything. I'm just saying that one move does not make me scared of the Ravens.
No.
I mean, they're still good.
Well, and like, I think it's PFF was like, the Ravens' new look offense. And it was just OBJ who's been injured, with Rashad Bateman, who's been injured and was getting into it with the coach. And it was Mike Andrews, who, yes, very, very, very good. Top of the line, tight end, top 3 in the NFL. And then J.K. Dobbins, who's also been injured. It's just like, that's a lot of question marks to me. You're not really showing anything that's like, oh, that's terrifying.
Right. I mean,
could be solid if they're all healthy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If they're healthy, they have Lamar Jackson, have OBJ. Yes, they have improved their team. I mean, immensely past the Bengals? No. To compete with us like they did last year and the year before that? Absolutely. It's going to be a bloodbath like it always is. It's not, I mean, I'm not saying the Bengals are going to crush them or anything, but I am by no means scared by this at all because we don't know, and neither do the Ratbirds know what OBJ has left. Mike here goes, you guys in the front office, what do you do with Mixon and these charges brought up again? Well, we've kind of said this before. I think this is before the charges or anything. I think they're trying to cut him or they're going to restructure him. Now, if he's convicted, I think he's gone. But I don't know. We'll have to see what the new evidence is, I think. Where are you at on it there, Dale?
I don't know, but I'm just looking at my computer and there's something that says stream this to your audience. And I'm like,
yeah, you can share. You can share it to your own channel. You can share it to your channel.
I'm just saying.
Well, you should do that so we get more people to watch the show. We work together.
Well, I can hit it and see if it works.
I don't even know because I set that. That's a new thing on YouTube. I set up on mine.
Yeah,
and that happened. I was supposed to tell you on the phone the other night when I was on vacation that we could do this.
Yeah, but I had halfway listen on.
I know you're probably drunk too. So, yeah.
But yeah, it looks like I can stream it to 3 more platforms.
All right, let's go, baby. We're going worldwide.
Well, I'm just saying for the draft or whatever.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
so do I need to set that too?
Yeah. So we can do it if we do like the first night of your show and then the second night on my show, we can.
I was gonna say, I mean, if we're streaming it either way, it doesn't really matter.
No, well, that's the thing. We stream on both channels. It'd be great. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you've been living under a rock. Me and Dale are going to do a marathon here starting April 27th. We're literally running a marathon. We will be sitting the entire time. We are going to do our own draft coverage here between Bengals Brews and Strawberry Ice here. We're going to do our own draft show. I mean, we think we know what we're talking about. We think we can be entertaining. And we got a list of guests that said they'd come on. We'll see how many of them show up. But it could be interesting and just something different. You can watch us and have the draft on the TV and, I think it'd be interesting.
The first round's definitely going to be brutal because it's so long between picks and we got to wait so long for a pick. So that one, to me, it's going to be like, all right. But there's still all the excitement of the draft in general being the first night. So I'm hoping that'll carry us through the first night. Yeah. And then we'll have, player to go more and, we'll break down the pick after it's made or or whatever happens, hey, maybe we'll trade it. I
mean,
doubt it, but you never know.
And we're Bengals fans, but we are going to do more. It's more of covering the NFL draft.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll talk about each pick. What we think of it, and whoever wants to hop on and talk about that stuff too, we'll do that. Bring on some viewers. That maybe they got an opinion or a question about something. Because man, sometimes that gets really long. Which I was gonna say, like, picks come in a lot. People check their phone a lot. If that's something like that's just if we're doing a stream, it's pretty much like we're gonna have to find it that way, because otherwise people's gonna be putting it in the chat, which is fine to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and like wait on the TV to announce it, especially you get in that later first or the second day and the picks are in freaking 10 minutes before they're gonna announce them on TV. Like, we're just gonna roll with them and talk about them as a legitimate source has them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I'll have it on the TV here, but we'll find out faster usually on Twitter. Somebody will break it. And like I said, if you guys could tell us in the chat, it'd be a lot easier, because I'll be running all of this and trying to bring people on, and Dale will be doing his draft analyst because he's way better at that than I am. So it should be a good time. And John asked what day? 27th. All 3 days.
Yeah, that's the plan. Well, at least we're aiming for night 1, Thursday of the draft, and night 2 for sure on the Friday. And then we'll just kind of see where we're at after those 2 nights on whether we want to do because that next day starts at like noon.
Yeah.
And lasts till like 6 or 7. So we'll see on that one.
We might just have to find some kind of intermission video we can play while we just go take a break for a little bit.
Or we wait a couple hours into the third day, where we've got a couple picks in to talk about. Because it's 4 rounds, so
we'll have to play it by ear, see how it's going. But we hope you guys will join us, and if it wasn't for you guys watching our shows or anything, we wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff. So we're very appreciative for any support you guys give us. And Foxy says he's making himself
marking
himself safe.
Yeah, shooting in Louisville.
Yep, glad you're safe there, Foxy. Yeah. Glad you're safe, brother. Everybody out there, stay safe. Now, Matt. Mike here says OBJ isn't a threat. He tore his ACL twice against the Bengals. He's not going to play, and now he's got to play us twice a year. He better really tape up his knees or get some knee braces or something.
Bad juju in that.
Exactly.
But yeah, the Mixon thing. I mean, there's not tons to say about it. Still, it's like you said. We were already kind of like money wise, they need to probably cut that cost, but. Or at least, make them take a pay cut to stick around. We're to the point to where that money's probably not going to be used on outside free agents, but I think they can still utilize that money on their own extensions for Burrow and potentially Higgins, which that's floated out there. But
floated out there. I reached out to Mama T, and she said she doesn't know anything. So
yeah,
I took my shot, boys. I tried to see if she'd tell me something, but she I believe her. She doesn't know anything. I mean,
she said she knows as much as y'all.
Yep, we don't know shit. So
yeah,
so that's all I got on that. I mean, I hope the rumors are true. I mean, that would be cool.
That's one I want to get done this offseason. I've said that over and over and over. I'm like, because it's the same agent as Bates, and because you don't want it to go down the same path next year where it's like, oh, well, now we're going to apply the franchise tag. And then it becomes some bitter feelings here and there. Then you worry about hitting the open market after that. So, yeah, he could be here for 2 more years in that scenario still. But if you get the extension done, you're good, for a while.
And for me, that's the harder one to get. I just don't think Joe's is going to be that hard to get. It's basically, what do you want, Joe?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. How can we structure this to help keep as many guys as possible around?
Right. Which that's where I think Joe is going to be. That's where I think the contract's going. The amount of money is going to be whatever the amount of money is. It's more of the structure. It's going to be more along the lines of what Patrick Mahomes did, so they can keep a lot of guys.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to keep everybody. We said this over and over and over again. They're not going to be able to keep everybody. But you got to keep your core guys. And for me, the core guys are Joe, T, and Jamar. I mean, I want those guys here playing together as long as we can keep them because they're elite.
And if we get a Logan Wilson extension, so then we've got him and Pratt a few more years together as like in their prime as linebackers.
Right.
I mean, sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, we're set at linebacker. So, I mean, that's where it rolls me to this draft where we keep talking about this. and tight ends and everything. And remember when we drafted Logan, we drafted Akeem, and we drafted Marcus Bailey. We drafted all three of them. Do you think they could do that as far as tight ends go in this draft?
I don't think they. I mean, could they? Maybe, but they don't always roster 4. So already having Irv on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and of course, if it's 7th round, I don't think they worry about it because they think, well, we could practice squad that guy probably for a year.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't completely rule it out. But as of now, with only 7 picks, I can't see almost half of them being that. But
I say at least 2 tight ends. I'm thinking 2.
Yeah, 2 tight ends wouldn't be shocking at all.
Yeah,
it's expected as of right now, unless they bring back Wilcox and they have Ossie on the roster too.
Oi!
But him, Smith, and a couple practice squad guys. So, I mean, they could. I can't see 3 then. The more I think about it, but 2 maybe.
2, I think 2 for sure. That's why I would. I hope it's 2. I mean, like I said, unless they sign Wilcox, which that's where I'm kind of surprised they haven't.
Or sample.
I hope it's Wilcox more than sample. But that's where I'm thinking they might be waiting to the draft to see if they get 2, and then if they don't, then they re-sign Wilcox because I don't think he's signed with anybody yet.
No, I haven't seen him sign with anybody. But that's what I mean. Like we want to add a 3 tech, right? We want to add a right tackle. We want to add at least 1 running back, a tight end, corner. I mean, there's 5 spots, and then you could always potentially take a punter in one of those late rounds. What about a receiver with some return ability that could play slot in the future? That's
No, he froze. Or I froze. Somebody froze. I think it's Dale.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. Now you're back. Either I froze or you froze.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, to me, both screens keep going out, but I could hear you.
Yeah, you froze. I don't know. Anyway, you're saying slot corner, and a return guy?
Yeah, when you only have so many picks.
Right.
And you're like, well, I'd like to fill this, and this. It's hard to double dip to me. But that's the thing with a lot of that depends on Jonah.
Yeah.
If you trade Jonah and you get another pick or 2.
Now, has he wavered since I've been gone for a week? Has he wavered on anything?
There's been nothing new come out there. I mean, just the last thing was when the Bengals talked about it, well, we expect him to be here and to compete at right tackle. I mean, what else can they say right now?
Right.
But yeah, there's been nothing since all that.
Well, Greg here's giving a prediction for $20 million a year, $15 million guarantee is probable. I could see that.
I mean, it seems a little low, but I mean, I think for him, the key there would be the 3 years. He's still very young then going back on the market. So that's why maybe he would take a little less.
Right. Get more on the back end.
Just have it 3 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So his next contract.
I want to hear your thoughts on this. John wants to know our thoughts on the Cincinnati Reds. What are your thoughts on the Cincinnati Reds there, Dale?
I haven't watched a single game.
You haven't watched any? I was on vacation. At least watch.
I will check the score here and there. That's about it. I mean, I hope they win. I'm not even going to give them my attention unless they really start winning and it's sustained. But
dude, if they had a bullpen,
they haven't built anything to be a sustained winner.
If they had a bullpen, they would have won a couple more games. They flat gave away 3 games already because of their damn bullpen.
Right, but when you're just you haven't invested in the team or the bullpen or so many things, then you get an injury or 2 coming up and this and that, then the season could go downhill really quickly, like it probably will. So, hey, I hope they prove me wrong, and I hope they're really good, and then I'll tune in when it matters. And baseball is such a long season too that it's hard for me to really
for me, the key is the pitchers, the 3 pitchers, Hunter Green, Lodolo, and Ashcraft. Ashcraft's pitching tonight. Those are the 3 keys to getting better this year. And there's so many young guys that got down in the minors that have potential if they all hit, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
We have a chance to have a really good team here in 2 or 3 years.
I'm excited about Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
And some of those guys like that. Is it Marte?
Minors.
What was the guy from Seattle? Was it Marte?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Strand's been hitting well
Strand,
too.
yeah, he hit one out. Or not.
So I mean, there's guys that like I'm excited about. I want to watch a good team, and I want to go and I want to watch them when they're competing for something.
The thing is, this town, if you win, will support you. I mean, hell,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to my first FC Cincinnati game this year. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go because they're undefeated right now.
Yeah, they're kicking butt right now.
Yeah, I actually on the drive back yesterday drove 15 hours from Florida all the way back up here. I listened to the Reds lose, and then I flipped it on and listened to FC Cincinnati, and they won 1-0 or 1-0, however they say it. But they beat Philadelphia, who beat them in the playoffs last year. So they beat them. They're undefeated right now. I don't know when their next game is, but
yeah, like Will said, Matt McClain. Yeah, that's another one. I think he's close.
Mm-hmm.
And then even the guy like the draft last year, like, hey, that tells you that. Like, I was watching the Major League Baseball draft. I'm watching Reds games, but I watched the draft. I watched the first round of the draft.
That's because you're a draft nerd. You don't watch any draft.
There's something wrong with me. But yeah, the guy they got last year is like stud, and they ponied up a little extra money to make sure they got him a little further down where they were at. I can't remember his name, but I know he looks like he could be really good. And he's young. He's like 17 or something.
Right. Jack wants to know, he says, Cincinnati more of a baseball or football town? Now, football.
Right now,
football. I mean, Cincinnati is a sports town, dude. If you win, they'll support you. And that's the thing. That's what just drives me nuts with this whole thing.
Ohio is a sports state.
Yes.
In general.
But Ohio, the state of Ohio is more football, I think, than baseball. Wouldn't you say that with Ohio State?
I mean,
UC, Bengals, Browns.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Ohio State would take it over the top when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, historically, yes, the Reds where they won.
This is old. This tells me I'm old. The Cincinnati Suds was the professional softball team back here in the 80s.
Hey. Yeah, Cam Collier. Yeah, 19.
There you go.
That's the guy they drafted.
Right. Exactly.
And he was projected to be potentially like top 5, top 10. So and they got him, I think, 18 or something.
Something like that.
That's nice.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, let's get back to some football talk here. Mike goes, I'm concerned if Jonah wants to go there and play, meaning I guess maybe over to right tackle, which, dude, you know me. I keep saying, suck it up, Buttercup, go over there and play because he's our best option right now.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing is, honestly, we actually have depth. We talked about on your show earlier. We'd like to have a better backup center who could play guard as well. But honestly, if you go into the season right now, the way the offensive line is right now, saying Jonah could play right tackle with our depth, I think it's the best depth we've had in a while as far as offensive line. Don't you think?
Yeah, which I didn't say earlier, but I'll throw out a name because he got hurt last year before the season started. Ben Brown, he is from Ole Miss. I had a draftable grade on him, and we brought him in as an undrafted free agent. He is a center guard swing guy, so depending what happens in the draft, I think he could be competing with Trey Hill for that spot,
right?
At the very least. But I'd still like to see, like I was saying earlier, some competition there. Or, well, it was a question about Whippler from Ohio State, and I said I think he's more of strictly a center. I'd rather have a guy that could do both, and I'm going to draft him in the 3rd or 4th round.
Now, isn't Hill more of just a center? And he doesn't really play guard, right?
Yeah, but the Bengals have brought him in at guard.
Yeah.
I don't think he's been real good at either one, just
to be honest. Yeah. That's kind of where we're at. And the thing is, they're going to probably cut some guys. I know somebody put us in the chat on your show earlier today is cut. Who do they say? I know it said Adeniji, and they're saying cut Ford. They're saying those two are their cut potentials, which Ford did.
Or Deontay Smith. I think all those guys are honestly. They brought back Sharping also for some guard depth, so that could squeeze out. And like Adeniji, they had him playing guard and tackle, but he hasn't really played any of them at a very high level.
Right.
So yeah, you can be versatile. But if you're
going to be good.
Yeah, if you're versatile.
Or at least average. That would help.
your ass. It's not really helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
I can play both, just not very well.
Keyword. Now, Greg
Here.
here. Paris Johnson can play right tackle and guard. I don't think Paris Johnson's going to be there at 28.
If he makes it out of the top 10, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be a left tackle in the NFL. He's got all the traits to be a really good left tackle.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, yes, he did play right guard some at Ohio State. I think he could play right. I think you could plug him in anywhere for a year. So that's why I think that just helps him, if anything, which means he's going top 10 or 15.
Yeah,
any team could take him, put him somewhere on the line, and then move him to left tackle whoever they have at left tackle that they think they want to keep there for a year or so.
Exactly. And he says Adeniji was playing well as a wing jumbo tackle last year. Yeah, I actually think he excelled at that part. He actually played really well at that. It was just
it's hard to argue that. But it's also like, okay, so if someone's coming out there for 8 snaps a game, how hard? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe Carmen would excel at that too. Like I don't know. I'm just
Howard played, and that's that he brought Carmen. That's a guy that every
maybe Cody Ford would excel at that. I don't. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I mean, Carmen, I almost feel like it's getting pushed in the back again because everybody's kind of talking about everybody else. I mean, not that Carmen's going to start or anything, but I mean, Carmen, if he does good, I mean, Jonah's just put it this way: say Jonah plays right tackle, does good, and he's probably going to leave. They're probably not going to resign him. Jackson could be your right tackle next year. I mean,
when the Bengals talk, they usually mention him. Frank's mentioned him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zach's mentioned him. So when they talk about the right tackle and they talk about Jonah, they do usually mention Carmen in that. They mention Cody Ford, obviously, since they said they brought him in for right tackle. And they mentioned Carmen and then like Jonah. But those to me are all still like none of them. They're just unknowns. They're question marks. So if I could get a guy in this draft in the first round still that I think is a 10-year right tackle.
Yeah, I mean, despite what happened with Willie, if Darnell Wright is there at 28, I'm drafting him.
Yeah,
I mean, now
I'm still not out on DeJuan Jones.
Like, no, I'm not either. I mean, I
go back and forth. Like because the concerns are out there, but it's like
I go back and forth because I like DeJuan Jones' potential, size, athletic. I like that better than Darnell Wright, but Darnell Wright's already a plug-and-play right tackle.
Yeah.
Sorry, Darnell, you're plug-and-play right tackle and get upset with me and DM me later. But that's where we're at. Darnell Washington or DeJuan Jones, I'll get it right, is not necessarily yet. You know, I mean, I would be okay putting him in there right now. I think he's as big as he is, and you got Karras next to him. I think he'll be fine. You know. That's where I'm at with him. And that's where I think the difference is why he's dropping. But the size and athleticism is, God.
Yeah.
Have him and Orlando Brown as our tackles would be awesome.
I just think if we don't take one in the third, I almost wait till or one in the first, I wait till the third because there's guys like Warren McClendon who played at Georgia, Wanye Morris who played at Oklahoma. Those guys might very well be there in the third, and I think those guys will have a chance to be starting right tackles. I don't know about year one, though. That's what sucks is this whole Jonah thing. If it's like, you're here for a year, play right tackle, play it well, go get paid, whether you get paid at left tackle, right tackle, whatever you go get paid on the open market, that's up to you. Mm-hmm. But if you come in and have a good season, all that can do is help yourself.
Right.
But that's why I'm just over it. I'm over it because it just seems like such a silly thing that he wouldn't have.
I don't think he has a leg to stand on because he has, and what takes me out is we defended him all the way up until we got Orlando Brown, which I'm not knocking the guy. He's been an average left tackle. He would get on the open market. He would get a lot of money if he goes out and balls out this year at right tackle. He can still go out and get a lot of money, and they might move back to left because they know he played it before. You know, so that's anyway, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, Jolly, I don't know if you missed, but yeah, we're going to try to go live for the draft. It's going to be.
No, we're not trying. We are. We are. We're going live. We're going to do a draft show the first night. You see, I'm like, we're doing it every day. Dan's like, well, let's see how it goes. Like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So, yeah,
it's a commitment. It's a commitment. I'll tell you that.
I have to get a more comfy chair.
How do you think I feel? I'm on like a freaking metal
Stool?
chair. It's a metal chair.
You gotta get something better, man.
It's a metal chair in my garage, bro. Like an old ass metal chair, unfoldable metal chair.
You better get your heater in there because it might be cold. Oh goodness. Greg here says the Georgia's tight end can block like no other. He can play halfback or H-back. Dude, that dude.
Imagine him lining up, man, at fullback in the backfield there, H-back, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Just coming downhill on your ass. Kind of like Pekka. Remember they used Pekka like that?
Yep, they did. They did. The new version of refrigerator.
The only thing, this guy's 6'7", so I don't know because he'd have to get low. You know, a lot of that blocking is leverage and stuff, especially coming out of the backfield.
Someone might just... All right, that's something to remember. Cap and Karras only signed 3-year deals, so they have to be prepared to replace them in the future too.
Yeah, but it's 2 more years. That's the thing. Like, it's so hard to when you got needs that you could use this year, it's hard to be like, well, 3 years from now we need a starter.
Yeah, and you don't
because you've got free agency in those years too. Like when those guys are gone, you still got free agency that you can replace them and stuff like that. You don't want to draft for 3 years out.
No.
If anything, you draft for the next year a little bit. Like that's the thing. If you have like DJ Reader, we talked about, don't want to lose him.
Right.
But if they think, okay, we're not bringing back Reader, the numbers just aren't going to work. He's going to be 30. Well, they better be trying to find them 3, like a Mozzie Smith, honestly. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many of those guys there are besides Mozzie Smith. So.
Right. Well, that's the other thing too. Is we still need to replace Larry O. I just lost him last year, but we never did really replace him. I think that did hurt the pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
Greg here says the Bengals do not have a running back yet that can pass block. Where are they getting one? Draft.
And can the line block? Can the tight ends block? Like let's just say you take Michael Mayer, who's supposed to be a really good inline blocker, and you use him or Washington, whatever. Both of them are supposed to be good blockers. And you upgrade your offensive line, or we have been upgrading the offensive line. Well, let's just say you take, right tackle and tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, okay, maybe you just need a pass catcher. Maybe you don't need a guy that can just block.
Right. Well, that's a good point. Is if the O-line blocks better, it might not.
Well, there's not. The reason I say it is there's not that many that can do it all. There are not that many running backs.
There's one in the draft that can do it all. That if he's there, I'd have a really hard time not drafting him, named Bijan.
Yeah, and everyone knows that he is one of the rare guys that's going to be able to do it all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like I said on your show, I don't think he's getting past Dallas or Philly. That's just me. I think they're going to draft him.
But Jahmyr Gibbs is not going to be in there pass blocking, but what he can provide pass catching, it's kind of the same thing. I know the guy's turning 31, but I've said this name a million times. Jerick McKinnon, who's been on the Chiefs last year, had almost 600 receiving yards. Like, if you got a guy that's that good receiving, Mixon had a really good receiver. That's what I mean. Like, you just got to use him for their strength.
We're not saying Mixon had a bad year. His pass catching was the best he's ever had. He did not have a bad year. He had a good year. It just
you got to utilize their strengths,
right? Their
current strengths. Even.
Yeah. So give me how did Centauri get you on the train for the other running back?
Well, Joe's been saying that Gibbs. It's not that. It's just they're talking about being explosive or this, that, and I'm like, no one comes close to him when it comes to catching the ball and just being a home run threat.
Right.
He's a rare player like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you worry about the size. You worry about, if you do ask him to block, he's not done it basically at all.
Right.
So there's definite concerns and I just don't like taking a running back in the first round. Like, obviously, I said Bijan all along because,
I don't either unless it's against Bijan Robinson. Now, other than that, there's not a running back I'm taking the first round other than him. That's just me.
Because I was saying all along, like, to me, Bijan is Saquon, and Saquon
Right.
went at 2 overall. So,
Yeah.
you know, I would take Saquon at 28 in any draft.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. There's no question there. So, I mean, that's where, again, we're not saying Bijan's going to be there. I doubt it. I mean, honestly, the way the draft's going and where we're at, we're probably going to draft the safety from Alabama. I forget his name.
Brian Branch. I don't know.
Dude,
I still think we brought in Nick Scott to start there, and I don't.
I'm not saying we didn't, but
we didn't use Dax Hill enough in any 3 safety set looks to think that we would.
You still need another safety, though, regardless.
We do. We need depth, but.
Yeah. So, I mean.
But so I go back to running backs, man, and I just like. Even at Charbonnet, you may have to get at 60 at the second. Yeah. But even outside of that, Tajay Spears, Alvin Nakonda, Hank Bigsby, Roshan Johnson, Chase Brown, Eric Gray, Sean Tucker, Kendre Miller, Evan Hall, Dwayne McBride, Keaton Mitchell, Zach Evans, Kenny McIntosh, Deuce Vaughn, even though he's 5'5".
Yep.
Like, come on, man. You can't tell. Like, that's a position that we talk about double dipping also.
They could. I mean, because we've got one if we keep them.
Yeah, if you're talking about potentially cutting Mixon, you go out and you get let's just say you get a Evan Nakonda who's 20 years old and hell of a runner. He hasn't done much as a pass blocker.
Right.
Or he hasn't done too much receiving. And you pair that with whoever. Any of these guys, Evan Hall, somebody that you're just like, oh, this guy's going to be a Hunter Lepke who is listed as like a fullback.
Right.
He's going to be the closest thing to Kyle Juszczyk coming out, but he probably won't go to like the 6th round. I mean, I wouldn't mind a guy like that. Okay, I'm going to put you in.
Mm-hmm.
Be our freaking Brian Leonard or Rex Burkhead guys.
Yeah, Matt is jumping in. He loves Dwan. Dwan is the way, the truth, and the light. He who believes receives no sack. He likes Dwan. I like Dwan. I'm not against Dwan.
Yeah.
I like Dwan. Now, this is one I've brought up. You know, Kareem Hunt. He said Kareem Hunt's getting disrespected in Cleveland too. So I wonder how low he'd be willing to take. I'm honestly kind of surprised that him and you know, Greg's favorite guy, Zeke, are still out there. To be honest,
because you're not, and they got to be willing to know too. On whatever the number might be $1.5 million, $2 million, up to $2 million. You're coming in, man. You guys got to prove yourselves at this point. Yeah, you were the shit 5 years ago, but it's not 5 years ago.
Right. Those are two that I think. I said I'm kind of surprised they're not signed yet, which I am. But at this point, I think the teams are waiting to see until after the draft. Exactly. If they can get a running back, and then if they need one or want to get one, then they'll sign them. Is where I think those two are at, because I know Zeke was like, I want to get this done. You know, this is 2 weeks ago before I went on vacation. I want to get signed before the end of the week. Well, of course you do. Well, that hasn't worked. He hasn't got signed by anybody.
Of course you do, because your options are probably going to be even thinner once the draft comes. You know,
right? Exactly.
Teams draft all those guys I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And they got them on rookie contracts for less than the $2 or $3 million you're wanting or more.
Go? Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be running backs.
They won't get paid and they won't last long.
Unfortunately.
That's all I got. I didn't have nothing else to it.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what the Bengals do, because they still have options. I mean, we still need, like I said, we still need tight ends. Like I said, we need another safety DB. We got to have at least a running back or two. There's still options, and there's still options out there. It's not done. And this one thing I said this earlier a couple weeks ago. I think the Bengals had a solid offseason. I mean, it's been solid. I mean, now if they don't get Orlando Brown, it's not as solid. I will say that. But
for sure. But we did get him.
Well, we did get him. Yeah, we did get him. And with everybody else they got, with losing both our safeties, which sucked. I didn't want to lose Bell, but I am concerned about going into the season with 2 new safeties, which no matter what we do, we're going to have 2 new safeties, 2 new starting safeties. That is a concern going forward. That's where I can see them doubling down and trying to get another safety, just because these guys never played together, and Dax Hill didn't play safety that much. He mostly played.
Well, why didn't they sign Taylor Rapp then, though, if they were that worried about it? because
a good point.
he signed for under $2 million in Buffalo,
Right.
who already has 2 safeties as well.
That's a good point. I don't know.
And you could have paired him with Nick Scott if Dax wasn't working out
Yeah.
because they played together already and they would have had that chemistry.
Right. And maybe Lou knows something we don't know because he said it'd be a dark day if he lost both of them, and he did. So
I think he really I think he really, really likes Nick Scott. Like who are we to tell Lou
right.
that he's going to be wrong?
Yeah, I'm not telling him he's wrong.
If he likes the guy, I have faith he'll find a way to make him a damn best, get the best out of him here.
Trust me, Lou has proved me wrong. When we first got him, I called him Armadillo because I thought his defense sucked and I didn't know what he was doing. But trust me, I was wrong. Lou's a great defensive coach. So Lou knows way more about it than I do. That's why he's Lou Dini now and not Armadillo. So.
And you hope Tyson Anderson, but I still think they need another depth guy at safety. And maybe you get that in the 5th or 6th round.
Don't tell Lou he's wrong or he'll DM you. Yeah, I don't think Lou's going to DM me. Actually, Lou's really nice. He's talked to me a couple times. He's said he'd call on my show, but I had to go through the Bengals to get that, and they've told me no. So, Lou, if you're watching, I can just send you an email real quick.
Yeah, if anybody knows Lou personally or never sees
tell
Lou,
him DM me sometime. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I have a show too.
Yeah, both channels. Well, we that's the thing. Honestly, that's the thing. If we could share our shows on at the same time, if we're on at the same time, we should just share them on each other's channel all the time.
Well, I mean, we're like, it doesn't matter.
Whatever. It's still fun. Yeah, Kevin, we kind of already talked about this. Who are we going to run the ball?
Iceman.
Yeah.
Iceman will need a lot of ice on those knees.
Yeah, that's not happening. I am not running
it. One carry a game.
Down right there, I can do that. All right, this is a question for you. Back out of Staten Island. Do you know who he's talking about?
Back in Staten Island?
Yeah. Oh, back in Staten Island. Oh, that's for Lou's front. He's back in Staten Island.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a running back. Never mind.
I don't. Lou can play running back?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
No.
Jackpot. One thing that makes sense is offensive line first round. Yes, but if Jonas want to play right tackle and he plays fine, then I'm with you. That's what I've been saying, but get closer to the draft, I'm kind of like, well, maybe we can get some tight end safety help. I don't know. What are you right tackle no matter what? I was at first. I'm kind of wavering on it.
No, it just depends who else there. And DeJuan's okay, but what if DeJuan does slide to the 60? Like,
if he slides to 60,
and you can get a Michael Mayer at tight end. I know some people are not as high on him anymore, but I'm still like, you're getting the best tight end in the draft. Yeah. Like,
if we got Michael Mayer at 28, I'm fine.
He's productive. He's great at high point catches. He's obviously not going to be your most elusive guy, but he's a solid route runner. He's damn good blocker. Like, there's just a lot to like with him that I think he'd add to the team. He'd play.
Yeah. Brad here says, by the way, I love the C-Paul, by the way, Brad. I've never told you that before. I love that. Maybe the Bengals can get Jerome Ford from the Browns since they are not letting him play there.
He might this year, right?
Yeah, since Hunt's gone. So he might.
Hunt, and then the other guy that they had for a couple of years is like when both those guys were hurt, he would come in. That guy's gone too.
Maybe you're going to see your wife. Is that a crush Marissa has?
He does give me like Hubbard vibes if he came here.
Oh God, that's what you need.
But yeah, that's just what I need. If I can see Hubbard in my life.
Well, she likes the new tight end we got too, right?
Oh yeah, she likes the Irv Smith with that cut off. Them abs. She's not picky.
She's not picky.
She married me, for fuck's sake.
So what else are we going to do on this draft? Anything else? Yeah, I got a whole bunch of like guests lined up. I hope. Have you got any guests? Have you got anybody that I don't know about? That might be cool.
No, just I'd reached out to the Goodberries, Willie Lutz, Sands, AC, some of those guys that I know. Draft guy Jared Parker.
Yep.
So And I just, hey, hop in, hop out, whatever. If we're
We
doing
gotta
this
make
for
sure
2 or
we
3
don't-
days.
We got to make sure we don't send the same link to the same person.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just figure it out. Like, and like you've asked, and I'll just say it might be one of those things. Hey, anybody going to be available today on the Thursday of the draft?
All right. I'm just going to send links and like, hey, if you got time to jump on, because oh geez, I can't think of his name. Good. What's Joe's brother's name? Goodberry.
Glenn.
Jeez, why? Glenn said that he would jump on, but he's got Joe be doing something. He might just stick the phone in front of Joe's face and say hi to us.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's like, and being able to have Glenn, like, okay, the Bills just picked, and
Yeah.
it'll be like, Glenn, what's your thoughts? Then it's all the Bengals picking. Shut the fuck up, Glenn. No one cares anymore.
No one cares. Well, at the first round, we're going to have like 10 minutes in between each pick or whatever. So
Yeah, true.
we'll have to stretch.
And we can yell at him collectively when they inevitably take somebody that we're like, damn it, one pick away, and they took
Son
him.
of a bitch.
Because that'll happen. Like the Chiefs last year when they took Karlaftis from me.
Oh, I know, dude. I called you like that was
Personally,
so close. So close.
It's like I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. I knew if it got that far.
Steelers are going to take right from us, probably.
That's what people were saying. This is a villain origin story was coming at Willie when he's a Pittsburgh Steeler,
Exactly. He's going to hate Willie the whole time. That's for you, Willie. Said I can't play left tackle.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go get off here, see what the wife's doing. Probably get yelled at.
All right, well, have fun getting yelled at. I appreciate you jumping on. Like, dude, we had nothing to talk about. We still talk for 51 minutes.
Yeah,
That's what we
that's
do.
it. I mean, when people are in the chat and talking about stuff, it makes it a lot easier.
Hell yeah. So we
Busting out
appreciate all you
stuff.
guys in chat. Anyway, you got a show or anything you want to plug? Are we doing a 3:30 thing tomorrow, or what are we doing?
I don't know yet. We'll see. I mean, obviously, if like T signs a contract, it'll be like, hell yeah, let's definitely do one.
If T-size contract, we're jumping on one of these two channels.
I was thinking about asking Miley, my younger daughter, she wants to go watch Mario.
Ooh.
They have like cheaper movies on Tuesday. So
Yeah. Chandler wants to go see that. Actually, I want to see the movie Air. I'm dying to see that movie. I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait to see that movie. I loved Jordan Brand, Jordan shoes. My
kid wants to. I want to watch Mario Brothers. I want to watch Mario Brothers. I want to see if my kid wants to also watch it with me. Now I know she wants to watch it sometime, but
there you go. Go have some father-daughter time.
well, and that's the thing. The older daughter, and she wants to go with her girlfriend. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, that she lives 2 hours away. It's not my problem. Can't always happen.
Yeah. Go have some daughter time.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll see. Like I said, if not, be done a show. She'll probably say, "And I want to," but okay. I know she got cheerleading tryouts next week, so.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, boy. Love you. Who day?
Love you too. Who day?
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that much as I did. Like I said, we were jumping on this. I just got back from vacation. I'm like, I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but you guys jumping in the chat always helps. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. And let me get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And as always, I appreciate every single one of them because I haven't done this in a week. Gotta make sure I read this right. They are Who Day Nation, Who Day Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar. I think you can follow me on all my social media platforms. Oh, under Strawberry Ice. I almost said Sports Strawberry Ice. Some of the pages are still Sports Strawberry Ice, but just look up Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trunipple. I'm on TikTok, Iceman90. I'll be pulling the sound off later on tonight, putting on the podcast. It's on Beanpod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. I'd appreciate it. YouTubers, like I said, we lost a couple. I didn't do a show for a week. So we're at 2,171. Either way, I appreciate you guys. From the bottom of my heart, let's try to get this going, get it back up to rolling back toward 3,000. I would appreciate it. We got a couple weeks to go to the draft, and then we got mini camps, and then we got, before we know it, training camp will be here. Who knows? Maybe the Reds will do something, and we'll be able to watch them, and they'll be fun to watch. Ashcraft is pitching tonight. I'm very excited to watch him because I did not get to watch him the other night because I was on vacation, but I heard about it. Pitched 7 innings, pitched awesome. So hopefully he will pitch awesome tonight. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I have no idea who the guest is going to be. I will reach out to some people and figure it out. I got to get back on the train. Happy to be back. Had fun on vacation. Enjoy it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
We talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe right to the go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to throw on us since we picked up a Woozier. It's like win after win, feel like we could really do it. Zach Taylor doing his thing for the city, I give it to him. And I bet Samaji will find a hole if you give it to him. Hayden Hurst don't need a hole, he just plan on running through him. Just hand it off to 28 and let him do the dash. Getting hit by BJ Hill probably feel like a car crash. Every week it seem like Lou digging deeper in his bag. And if the game on the line, all my favorite money match. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up.